Rich Dad Poor Dad, 1997. By Robert T. Kiyosaki. Who grew up with a poor dad while his best friend Mike had a rich dad. Both men had a considerable impact in shaping his view of money and the world, and he fleshes out the do's and don'ts of money in this book. The idea that becoming rich depends on having a well-paying job is a myth, and it's actually the opposite. The way out of the middle class and into the upper class is through breaking free from employment where you make money for someone else. Instead, you should work on building your assets and having your money work for you to generate income. Perspectives from Introduction and Chapter 1. Number 1. Robert Kiyosaki considers that he had two dads, a poor dad, who was his real father, and a rich dad, his friend's father. They had very different mindsets when it came to dealing with money, and Kiyosaki compared them to figure out which strategy was best for getting rich. Number 2. Poor and middle class people work hard to make money. Rich people, however, make money work for them. Working hard rarely makes someone rich, working smart does. Number 3. When Kiyosaki was a kid, he went to school with rich people, but was never invited to their homes or on vacations because he was poor. His friend Mike and he decided they wanted to learn how to make money, so they asked Mike's father, Rich Dad, to teach them. Number 4. Rich Dad suggested that they work for him 3 hours a week for 10 cents an hour. He offered them a prompt opportunity and taught them to take it, because opportunities are few and it's always best to say yes and not hesitate. Number 5. After a few weeks, Kiyosaki grew tired and felt like he was being taken advantage of. He asked his father what to do. He told him he needed to ask for a raise, and agree to 25 cents. Number 6. When Kiyosaki expressed his frustration to Rich Dad about being underpaid, the latter applauded him for it, as that was his aim. He believed anger was a part of the formula for having passion to want to succeed financially. Number 7. He taught the boys that they should not work for someone, but instead figure out how to make money in a smart way, without being exploited. Number 8. He also taught them that the reason most people stick to their less than tolerable jobs is because they are scared. They're scared of not having enough money to survive and pay their bills, or they fear unemployment because it's seen as the ultimate failure. Number 9. Rich Dad taught the boys that if they used their brains to figure out ways to generate income, even if it meant not having income during that brainstorming period, they could come up with great ideas. Perspectives from Chapter 2. Number 1. One of the most important rules in finance is that it's all about how much money you save, not how much money you make. It's easy to make a lot of money and lose it all shortly after, if you don't manage your expenses and savings. Number 2. Financial literacy is important for everyone to be able to figure out what to do with money throughout their life. It's something you should seek out and learn, because they don't teach it in schools. Number 3. Learning accounting is key for anyone who wants to make a fortune. One of the lessons of accounting is knowing the difference between a liability and an asset. Liabilities are expenses, while assets are income. Number 4. Rich people have many assets, while the rest have liabilities that they think are assets. For example, a huge misconception is that houses are the biggest assets, but they are actually liabilities because they add to your expenses with mortgage payments and property taxes. Number 5. Getting rich comes down to knowing how to create assets and making them generate income for you without having to work hard for it. Number 6. Financial problems most often stem from big spending on liabilities, from bigger houses to bigger cars, in order to look wealthier without actually being rich. That's why the middle class ends up paying more in taxes annually than the rich. Number 7. If you want to buy a house, first invest in assets that will help create income that will pay for the house. Don't take the home's value going up for granted, because housing markets can crash and have crashed before. Number 8. The reason rich people keep getting richer is because their assets keep generating income, and they know how to grow their income. Members of the middle class, however, see their taxes go up the more their salaries go up, so they never get to actually save money. Number 9. Their efforts are spent making others rich, such as the companies they work for or buy products from. Virtually all the income they make for more than a third of the year goes towards taxes. More than 33% of Americans do not have any money saved. Perspectives from Chapter 3. Number 1. Ray Kroc was the founder of McDonald's. Normally you'd assume he was in the food business. But once he was speaking to an MBA class and told them his business was in real estate. That's why McDonald's today is the organization that owns the most real estate worldwide. Number 2. You have to have your own business. When someone asks you what your business is, it should be something you own, not a profession where you work for someone else. Number 3. You should not depend on other people to live, and overwork yourself with extra hours and second jobs in the hopes of raises and bonuses. If you build financial foundations through assets, you won't need to rely on a job for financial security. Number 4. You should keep your expenses low, try to limit your liabilities as much as possible, and carefully build your assets to be solid and long-term. Selling your assets is taxable, so you don't want to always be paying for selling short-term assets. Number 5. Teach your children or anyone you care about that they should put their priorities into building assets instead of looking for a 9-to-5 that will keep them financially struggling for life. Number 6. Some of the best assets are stocks, bonds, and real estate. The real estate should generate income for you, such as property that you can rent out. Number 7. If you are an artist, programmer, or in any profession where you create intellectual property, royalties from your intellectual property such as music, patents, videos, books, etc. are great assets. Number 8. The best assets and businesses are those that do not require your physical presence or constant input and decision making to run. When you have to work in your business, it is no longer a business but a job. Have others run your businesses while you reap the profits. Number 9. You don't need to quit your job immediately and put you and your family at risk of bankruptcy, but at the same time don't brush aside the thought of building assets and forget about it. Invest in them whenever opportunities arise. Number 10. Buying luxury should be the last thing on your agenda when trying to become rich. You don't want to fall into debt just because you want to make others think you are wealthy. Invest in assets first, and then they'll allow you to afford luxuries comfortably. Perspectives from Chapter 4. Number 1. Poor people often complain about the rich not paying taxes, and think they're entitled to rich people's money. The rich don't pay taxes because they're smart and find loopholes. It's the middle class that pays most taxes. Number 2. Income tax was officially implemented in the US in 1913. Initially, it was promoted as something only the wealthy would pay, which is how the lower classes got on board and how the income tax requirement got voted into law. Number 3. It's only fair that the rich don't get taxed, because they help create new jobs in society. Their money goes instead to corporations. Number 4. Via loopholes, they can use their corporate income as personal income for their personal income statements, and they can transfer their personal expenses from their personal income statement into expenses for the corporation. They hire the best attorneys and accountants so they can find the best workarounds and save money. Number 5. One of the loopholes that Kiyosaki uses allows him to perpetually delay paying taxes. In the Internal Revenue Code, Section 1031 allows those who own real estate to delay taxation if they are selling the real estate, on the condition that they buy new, more expensive real estate. Number 6. In accordance with this rule, Kiyosaki constantly buys then sells real estate, then buys more expensive real estate in order to keep delaying taxation, while at the same time continuously improving his assets. Number 7. The law is not only there to take your money, if you know it well, it can help you save money. Number 8. Poor people often strive to climb up the corporate ladder, as they think this is what will get them wealth. However, the real key to wealth is owning the corporate ladder. Number 9. The reason it's beneficial to transfer your personal expenses from your personal income statement into expenses for your corporation is because corporations are able to pay their expenses before taxes, while individuals cannot. Number 10. This means corporations can spend as much as they can before taxes and they'll only be taxed on whatever is left. Things you can add to the company expenses are memberships, restaurant bills, insurance, and even car costs. Perspectives from Chapter 5. Number 1. It's been shown that people are a lot more afraid of losing what they have than they are ambitious to gain something new. This loss aversion leads people to take the safe route instead of taking risks. But the rich mindset is always a bold one. Number 2. Over the years, the demographic of the upper class has changed. Centuries ago, landowners used to be the richest. Then, with the advance of industrialization, those who owned factories and the means of production were the richest. Number 3. Today, it's the people who know the right information and make the right bold moves at the right times who have the most wealth. Understanding how money works and using that knowledge to your advantage is crucial. Number 4. Your mind is the most important asset you own. Train it well through financial intelligence, and you'll make money easily. Number 5. If you constantly take safe choices and make secure investments, you're losing money, because security comes at the price of larger gains. Take bold but smart risks. It's not gambling if you know what you're doing. Number 6. The best deals are reserved for rich people, so always invest with the mindset of a rich person. Most of Kiyosaki's fortune started out with investments of a couple $1,000s, which grew to millions. Number 7. In school, we are taught that mistakes should be avoided, and they're bad. We even get punished for making mistakes. So we become afraid of making them, and always play it safe. However, we are designed to make mistakes and grow from them. Number 8. A loser's attitude is pretending mistakes never happened and trying to hide them. A winner's attitude is owning up to mistakes and learning from them in order to improve. Number 9. Those who avoid failure automatically avoid success as well. Number 10. We're all human, and we all are afraid of losing money or power, but it's those who are able to take this fear and turn it into power through bold moves that get ahead. Number 11. A skilled investor has a good eye for spotting great opportunities where others may not see them, and analyzing situations to figure out the best ways to make money out of them. Number 12. Skilled investors know how to make their money work and generate more money instead of letting it sit in a bank, and they hire people who are more intelligent than they are in order to stay on top of the game. Perspectives from chapters 6 and 7. Number 1. You should not work to make money. You should work with the purpose of learning and growing. For Rich Dad, learning was everything. Number 2. In a world where there's an overflow of brilliant and talented people and artists, it's not enough to be great at something. You need to learn how to market yourself in order to succeed. Number 3. You could be the greatest author in the world, but if you never put yourself out there, or if you don't know how to sell your writing, it would mean nothing. Number 4. One time, Kiyosaki had an interview with a journalist who was a great writer and wanted to become a best-selling author. When he told her that she should take a sales course, she got offended. People who think they're above selling their work won't make it. Number 5. Any skill set can be supplemented with financial intelligence and marketing in order to achieve success. Number 6. One of Rich Dad's mottos was you should know a little bit about a lot. The more you learn, the more you can apply that knowledge to grow personally and financially. Number 7. Don't go into college to specialize in a certain profession and do it all your life. Go with the mindset of learning about a general topic or skill. Similarly, don't take the job that pays you most, but the job that teaches you the most. Number 8. Always look into the future, and don't live paycheck to paycheck. If your job is preventing you from learning and growing your assets so that you establish an income that stays flowing even after you retire, consider quitting it. Number 9. Instead of wasting your money on advertising a product, or wasting resources improving that product, first use the money on courses that teach you how to sell your product. Without the latter, the former are useless. Number 10. Sales are, at the end of the day, what constitutes your income. If you never learn how to sell, you'll never make a great income. Your ability to sell efficiently directly impacts your success. Number 11. Don't be afraid of rejection. Marketing something will inevitably result in some rejections, but don't let it deter you from your goal. If you know what you're doing, success will find you eventually. Number 12. The main difference between a poor person and a rich person is the way they manage fear. Approach risk head on. If you win, revel in it, and if you lose, let it inspire you to do better instead of terrify you into giving up. Perspectives from Chapter 8. Number 1. Good properties are abundant, but most people are not trained to see them. Two people may look at the same real estate. A trained eye would find some good properties, while an untrained eye would find none. Number 2. To develop your God-given powers, find a reason greater than your current reality. A young woman who dreamed of participating in the Olympics swam every day for 3 hours and still studied hard to get high grades. She said she did it for herself and for the people she loves. Number 3. It is your choice to be rich or poor. Make that choice on a daily basis, with every dollar you receive. Also, make sure to train your offspring to manage your assets that they inherit. Otherwise, your wealth will be gone within a generation. Teach them good methods of investments. Number 4. Associate yourself with friends whom you pick carefully. Do not choose them based on their financial statements. Choose the ones who are interested in the subject of money. Rich people often report that their poorer friends always ask them for jobs or loans, but never about how they became rich. Number 5. Always study what you love. Thus, when you work for your money, it does not feel like work at all. Another tip is to harness the power of learning quickly and supplement your education with tangible action. Otherwise, failure is the only outcome. Number 6. Self-discipline is essential to manage your riches. Without it, people will push you around in life and use you. In addition, pay yourself first. Use that money to acquire assets and pay your expenses, and what's left is your income. Number 7. To pay yourself first, keep your expenses low and do not dip into your savings. When under pressure, try to find new ways of making money. In addition, do not use your savings to pay bills, but use it to make even more money to save. Number 8. Pay your professionals well and have accountants and brokers, as they will bring you more money. In addition to them, create a board of directors who are smarter than you. It is essential to have them on your side. Perspectives from Chapter 9. Number 1. If what you are doing is not working, stop doing it and try to look for something new. Look for new ideas by reading books on topics that interest you. How-to books with specific formulas are a great way to find new ideas and new things to take on. Number 2. Find a person who has already done what you want to do and who is good at it. Try your best to learn from them through observation and conversation. Pick their brain and learn from the way they think and do the thing you want to do. Number 3. Attend classes and seminars and do the reading. Search on the internet for classes that are free or low cost and make an effort to attend them in order to gain more knowledge. Number 4. Make many offers. In real estate, submit offers for all properties you want and leave the real estate agent to decide on the deal. Most sellers ask for a lot of money, but most would say yes to an offer. Number 5. Walk or drive to a new area for 10 minutes once a month. Driving around an area is one of the best ways to find real estate deals. Do not be afraid to explore neighborhoods. Talk to the residents, public workers, mail carriers, and retailers to better understand the area. Number 6. If your business consists of buying things in big quantities, check with the people around you like friends and family in case they are looking for the same things. Then, negotiate for purchasing in bulk in order to find the best deals on the things you are buying. Number 7. Learn from the history of big companies. All the companies on the stock exchanges started out as smaller companies or startups and grew into their current size. More important, remember that action is always better than not doing anything at all. Act fast and act smart.